Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me here on the WITN First Alert Desk at 8 o'clock. Hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday morning. Looking out the window right now, things are looking a little bit overcast out there. No sunshine yet here in Greenville, but hopefully the clouds will break up throughout the day today so we can see the return of the sunshine. Russell will have a little bit more in his forecast in just a little bit, but overall, no rain really in the forecast. I think not too long ago, back when we finished up our segment at right around 7:30, we did see a few raindrops in our Washington camera, but it didn't look like it was too much. And now that I'm looking at the camera right now, I'll pop it up for you right here. Things are looking pretty nice there. Maybe some sunshine there as well, but Russell will have more on that in just a little bit. But as of now, we're looking at a nice weekend ahead of us. I know we're still just a few days to the weekend, but it's hump day. We're almost there. We're almost to the end of the week. Before we dive into the rest of the weather news of the day, we do have a story that we've been continuing to cover over the last few months out of Kinston. I know that the city and the county did some property revaluations, and now county residents or city residents in Kinston are seeing their bills come in, and they're seeing a pretty decent hike in their property taxes that are, some of them even a little bit jarring. I know that one person we spoke to last night said that they're seeing a bill of about $6,000, just something that you wouldn't really expect to see, according to the residents there. So we had Charlene Richards go over to a Kinston City Council meeting last night where many residents spoke up and voiced their frustrations over these property tax hikes. And we also got a glimpse into how the city is looking to kind of set off those taxes with potentially a rate cut for electric bills. So let's take a look.
It ran high on Tuesday at the City of Kinston's council meeting, where residents came out in numbers to voice their frustration and disappointment over the increase in property taxes.
I get this lovely letter that says my payment is due by the first, $1,778.31. I'm trying to understand how. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense.
With no real growth in job opportunities, and so many residents are on fixed incomes without any means to pay this significant increase. So I ask you, are you really trying to rebuild this city?
An absolute disgrace. Yeah. This is way over 100% increase.
The meeting comes just weeks after a number of residents received their property tax bills in the mail and saw that the tax office had already closed the application to appeal. The tax increase comes after a county-wide property reevaluation that led to a 35% increase in the city's property tax base, with an approved 73-cent tax rate still above the city's revenue-neutral rate of 60 cents. To help with the burden of high tax bills, the city approved a motion to hold a public hearing on a 4% electric rate reduction at the next meeting.
We know that it hurts the pockets of individuals. It hurts my pockets. It hurts, individuals that are on the dais that sits with me. And we're going to try to do anything that we can to help, relieve that type burden. Just like tonight, the 4% reduction rate to the electric rate is going to be a big deal. It's going to help customers. It's going to help anybody that looks to have a decrease in any type of bill, especially the utility bill, which is a big deal.
Yeah, I know over the last few weeks we've done quite a few stories on the tax hike in Kinston. A lot of residents voicing their concerns, their frustrations, especially people seeing these hikes that are not just a couple of dollars, you're
but
seeing
hundreds of dollars within a period of time. I mean, it's just like everything increasing from just food to, paying bills, right, to clothing, everything that we're used to encountering, it's just everything's been increasing every single month, and there just hasn't been a lot of relief.
Yeah, that's also a really good point to mention. It's not just, we're not seeing hikes in just property taxes. We're seeing also hikes in food. We're seeing it all over across the board. So these all just kind of coming together, it really creates a bit of a burden for these residents here. But like what was mentioned, Charlene mentioned in her story, the city of Kinston is looking to try and offset maybe just a little bit of the cost by having an electric rate reduction. They're going to be kind of talking that over at their next council meeting, which is set for Tuesday, October 7th. So it'll be interesting to see what they have to say about it, and what residents, what they think would, if this would be helpful in any way.
Absolutely. I mean, that's really the name of the game, is, just trying to make sure that everybody that, is certainly dealing with, the higher prices, they get some type of relief within a period of time.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Russell. Well, let's talk weather. I know I'm looking out the window right now. I mentioned we're seeing some overcast skies out there.
Yeah, it's looking pretty misty outside from time to time, and we get a couple scattered breaks in between, but that's basically going to be our main weather pattern as we go through the rest of today. But let's take a look at the tropics, because we still have newly formed Tropical Depression 7, which has formed out in the Atlantic. Right now, our tropical satellite imagery definitely showing it currently making its way off towards the north and the west, generally at 13 miles per hour. Gusts are still sitting at 45 miles an hour, moving north and west at 13, and overall, we expect the system to eventually gain the name Gabrielle as a tropical storm sometime later tonight. And then as it moves towards the north and west, it'll take a narrow, close approach towards the Leeward Islands, heading into Saturday morning, and then sort of recurving out towards Bermuda Sunday into Monday as a Cat 1 hurricane. That will make it the second hurricane of the season if that does occur. And speaking of, quieter conditions, I know you were talking about the sunshine. We got some sunshine right now.
I know. I actually, right when I popped us up, or I popped myself up right at the beginning of the newscast, I was looking out the window and I was like, it looks cloudy out there, but I'm looking at this Washington camera right here, and I'm seeing a little bit of sunshine there.
Yeah, a little bit of sunshine, even some blue sky trying to be scattered there. So this is what we consider mostly cloudy skies, more clouds than sunshine. But, I told you, we got to have the sunshine back. You got to be a little bit patient. It's going to come back at some point. But, so sunny conditions with widespread cloud cover right now in Washington. Greenville, we're starting to see some partial clearing, 61 degrees, west breeze around 3 miles an hour. First alert live radar. Quiet for most of us, though. If you go to the north and west, just north and west of Rocky Mount, there is some light rain ongoing because of this low pressure that just doesn't want to go anywhere. It's just been with us over the past several days. And zooming out and show you the bigger picture, we have quiet weather across the Central Plains and even down across Memphis, St. Louis, and Chicago, which are expected to see warmer temperatures today. And that's mostly due to this high pressure pattern in place. Now, what's very interesting, I mentioned how sometimes weather systems and patterns can be a blocking pattern. This is known as a Rex block. It was discovered by a scientist that had the last name Rex, so it has no relation to dinosaurs at all. And essentially what happens is you have low pressure that tends to basically move very slowly due to high pressure to the north, and it's almost that gridlock pattern. And until it lessens, either high pressure weakens or low pressure weakens, it will remain in place. And there are signs that low pressure will head towards faster winds and further up in the northern latitudes, allowing for high pressure to take control. That's going to allow warmer temperatures to come back as we go into Friday and Saturday, and then we'll start seeing temperatures warming up in a big way. So starting today, again, misty conditions at times, partial clearing late, highs into the mid 70s. As we head into tonight, upper 50s, low 60s, partial clearing across the region. And then as we look ahead going into Thursday, we'll start the day off into the 60s. We'll climb our way up to around 82 degrees by the afternoon. Notice spots further inland sitting into the middle 80s. And then even going into Friday, we're talking even warmer conditions, 85, 86, even close to 87 in some spots. So every single day we're going to start noticing temperatures heat up. And then overnight lows going from the upper 50s to the low to mid 60s. Showers return Sunday, Monday, 40% chance of rain in the forecast.
Well, I'm glad to see that we're really kind of getting away from the rain for the weekend. I know we had the rain earlier this week, and it looks like some rain chances coming back towards the end of the weekend. But nice to see, especially for that Pirate game, ECU and BYU going head-to-head Saturday night. Things are looking pretty clear.
It's looking very great for the most part, especially during that tailgating.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice. Kickoff, 7:30, so we're talking temperatures around 76, close to 77. Nice. And then once we get to around, heading home from the game, temperature should drop down to about 73 degrees. So we're looking fantastic. I'm looking forward to the nice weather, forward to a great weekend. I know you're excited for the weekend coming up, just a couple more days and then it'll be here.
Yeah, it's always nice to have beautiful weather on the weekend, and I know we've talked about it for weeks and weeks and weeks here. it's almost fall, almost actually fall, and these weekends they're kind of numbered now.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have another one where maybe you can go to the beach or the pool this weekend, just soaking up those last bits of summer.
And you made a great point. Like, we're going to see some very nice temperatures over the next several days, and this is one of those weekends where if you've been delaying, getting that yard work done, or just simply decoration, it's the fall season, and Halloween's right around the corner.
This is
So
true.
getting those pumpkin spice decorations, getting your Halloween costumes is never too soon to do it now. I think I'm actually going to start doing that here in the next week or so, and then just getting ready for the holiday season. These next few weekends, if it's nice like that, it'll allow folks, for you guys at home to, get better prepared, because, sometimes in eastern North Carolina, I remember one year we had like storms nearly every single weekend.
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
And we had, heavy rain. So at least right now we're seeing a nice stretch, and
Great.
we're very lucky to see this.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you,
Thank
Russell.
you.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us again. Hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday. We are almost to that weekend. Just stay strong. Have a good one, everyone.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Toyota of Goldsboro.